Well, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Hey, now, it's another glorious Wednesday. And you know what time it is, darling, so get your crumpets together because, darling, it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darling, with Big Meach. Hey, hey, hey. What's going on, baby? We just had a fantabulous night last night. Oh, honey. I got to dish this real quick because, child, y'all ain't going to believe this. You ain't going to believe it. And I can't be real without sharing my tea. But this is the tea. Last night, we went to the red carpet event for the Soul Train, the pre-awards concert. Right now, y'all have to understand a couple of things about this. Number one, that was my very first red carpet event as a media person, okay? So I done got all nervous, a little bit this, that, and the other, not knowing what to expect. And, you know, blah, blah, yakking. I'm hearing these stories. Oh, media's aggressive. You got to do this, got to do that. I went around trying to make sure I got everything. I went and bought a new digital voice recorder that downloads everything in MP3 format. I bought one of those. I got an external microphone so I can have my microphone and put the mic in folks' face versus if they're a tape recorder so I look a little bit more professional. I was looking for a mic flag. I was going to make one so that I have a little logo on the microphone. You know, look all professional and things. I done went out to do this, right? Baby, we get there. Everything was, you know, chaotic because, you know, the press area was just a little spot and everybody got the cameras and everything. Flipping. Well, Big Meach is doing his thing. I got this microphone in everybody's faces. You know, we're talking to Demetria McKinney from the House of Pain. We're talking to Quentin Aaron. Y'all know Big Quentin from The Blind Side to play the football player. He was there. Oh, darling, Pastor Troy was there. You know, Arrested Development was there. You know, I'm sitting up here, you know, children, I'm living. Well, honey, we got to the end of the night. I got fabulous drops. Graham Morton, honey, reggae entertainer. Got him. Baby, they giving me fabulous drops. You're dishing tea, darling, with Big Meach. You know, I got them living. Why is it when I hit the damn playback, a bitch ain't recorded shit? I ain't got a syllable of breath or nothing on this damn tape recorder. Why? Because in my eagerness to do this, I thought I hit the record button, and, you know, they say hit the record button and they'll press hold so you don't run your battery down. Right? Now, I got extra batteries in the bag and things, but I'm doing what the damn instructions say do. Well, the bitch got caught up on the hold button, ain't press record nowhere. Child, so all of my lovely, I'm interviewing down and such a, ain't got a syllable. But we got pictures, so so y'all can go to the Facebook page, honey. Go to the Dishing Tea Facebook page, Dishing Tea with Big Meach, and you can see all the pictures of the folks that I've talked to and this, that, and the other. But, yeah, I just had to dish that because, yes, honey, in all of my perfection that I have, yes, the girls still make flaws as well. And, child, that was my guinea pig, so we've learned a lot, to say the least. Number one, press the damn record button. So I had to share that story with you, honey, because it was just on me, and y'all know I had to come real with it and carry it on as far as doing this thing. So with me sharing that, let me just thank you all for your love and your support, for putting up with me, and for being here with Dishing Tea and helping me do what it is that I do, okay? Now, the chat room is open, or as I call it, the tea room, so you guys can go over there and dish your tea responsibly, honey. Please keep in mind, babies, this is just a written word, okay? And sometimes when you read it, you may put your own slant on it, and you may interpret things differently. So don't get mad and go throwing computers and all of that and cussing folk out or whatever, honey. It's okay to disagree. Just don't be disagreeable. So please dish your tea responsibly over there, because if I see y'all over there trying to cut each other down, I'm going to cut you, okay? So keep that in mind. All right? Now, right here, let me put my disclaimer. This show is for mature audiences, and the language and or subject matters are not appropriate for children or anyone who is not mature to handle the subject matters. So your listening discretion is advised. Again, your listening discretion is advised. Now, y'all know I have a potty mouth. I make no excuses for it, and I'm not going to take the responsibility for you being irresponsible. So if you're at work or somewhere that it may be a little inappropriate, put your headphones on, remove the children, because I don't know what bag I'm coming out of, just know that I'm coming out of one. So just consider yourselves warned, okay? You have been warned. Your listening discretion is advised. Now, on my show today, I'm going to give you a brief intro of the show, honey. I'm calling today's show The Architect of Sound is Redesigning Music. My guest today, honey, I met him, and he is such a joyous little spirit, honey, little pumpkin, one of the pumpkins, okay. And I wanted to introduce the world to him my way and make sure that you guys understand what he's all about. But before I get into bringing him in to say his piece, let me say hello and thank you to all of my sponsors, for without you, there is no me, okay? And I want to start here with Trade Day Management and PR Firm. At Trade Day, enjoy a touch of Southern hospitality with a universal appeal for all of your public relations and entertainment management needs. Contact Travion Davenport at 678-523-3088. Once again, 678-523-3088, or email at tradedaypr@gmail.com. TREADAYPR@gmail.com. Pharaoh's Treasure Box, fine art, unique jewelry, and sensational 3D floral arrangements, creations by Taps. For all of your decorative needs, contact Pharaoh's Treasure Box at 248-688-5178 or 5179, 248-688-5178 or 5179, or email at pharaohstreasurebox@comcast.net, pharaohstreasurebox@comcast.net. Parisian Wine Productions, music to lighten your spirits and lift your soul, specializing in gospel and inspirational house dance music for all of your Christian settings. Please contact the production CEO, Mr. Paris Hairston, at 347-406-7734, 347-406-7734, or email at paris42268@yahoo.com. That's paris42268@yahoo.com. Life Fellowship of Christ Church Ministries. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little tongue-tied. I'm going to start that over. Life Fellowship of Christ Ministries. Live in freedom everywhere. LIFE. Reverend James Coleman is the leader and founder of this ecumenical social justice ministries, brought forth to free the oppressed and introducing a fresh approach to the Christ consciousness. Contact Reverend Coleman at 313-833-9278, 313-833-9278, or email at mustardcole@yahoo.com. That's mustardcole@yahoo.com. Echam Vidal Couture. Enjoy high fashion with a luxurious twist. Step into the future with fresh, innovative couture. Designs by Miss Michi DeVille. For more information, contact Miss Michi at 313-996-9807, 313-996-9807, or go to www.facebook.com/Michi DeVille. That's MICHIEEDEVALE. Big Brothers Network, the BBN, a new online web magazine designed to show the world the class and style of the debonair man of size and his admirers. The first edition was launched Memorial Day weekend. For more information or to go see the latest edition, go to www.bigbrothersnetwork.com, www.bigbrothasnetwork.com. Also, I want to say thank you to the Caribbean Boys Enterprises. We cater, promote, entertain, and provide special services with the Caribbean swagger, island flavor on the mainland. Bam, bam. Mr. Silvano T. DeMarco is the CEO and founder of the CABC. For more information, please contact Silvano at CaribbeanBoysATL@yahoo.com, Caribbean Boys with a Z, ATL at yahoo.com, or on Facebook at facebook.com/Silvano T. DeMarco. That's SYLVANOTDMARCO. Kissing After Dark. Kissing After Dark is Atlanta's premier social event for those who are tired of the same old party scene. These social events are across the ATL where the grown and sexy can become the seasoned and sophisticated. Every Wednesday night at the Banana Wind, right in the underground Atlanta, join Kissing After Dark for their Lesbian Wednesdays, the hottest lesbian, bi-attractional, bi-curious party in the ATL. Doors open at 8 p.m. and go until. There's no cover. They have $3 drink specials and $10 bucket specials. For more information, go to facebook.com, Kissing After Dark. That's facebook.com/KISSN After Dark. Swirl Films. Swirl Films is the #1 urban film production company specializing in all areas of film production, including directing, producing, script writing, budgeting and scheduling, production, assembling, and post-production. For more information, contact Eric Thomasounis, Russ Parr, or Keith Neal at 910-798-2934, 910-798-2934, or email at info@swirlfilms.com. That's info@swirlfilms.com. Special announcements right now. We do have the Spring Fling coming up March 25th through the 28th in lovely Orlando, Florida at the Parliament House. The Spring Fling is for all of those big boys, honey, the big and sexy, coming on down to get your party on, to get your swag on, and to have a little bit of fun, honey. So for all of my big boys out there, please, for more information, go to the Big Brothers Network and find out more information about Spring Fling, www.bigbrothersnetwork.com. I'm going to be there. It's my birthday month in March, so if you're coming, bring presents. Also, save the date, June 4th, 2011, honey. We have the 5th or 6th annual. This is the, oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, I'm getting overheated. Oh, okay, I'm feeling okay. Please forgive me. I just had a little spell that just hit me, but I'm okay. Once again, June 4th, 2011, we have Pharaoh's Treasure Box is doing their annual art festival, and I'm looking for all of my information so I can find out who is going to be where. I'm going to be there back home in Detroit. We're going to be back at the Samaritan Center. And, wow, I am having a brain fart right about now. But, yes, I'm sorry. I do apologize for this pause, but something is just happening over here that's catching my attention. But what I'm saying, okay, yes, June 4th, 2011, had the 5 more artists, Detroit, an evening of art and jazz and theater. We're okay. Yeah, they're looking at me in the studio. I'm cool. But the 5 more artists is coming up June 4th, 2011, honey. That's the first Saturday in June. I will be there, and I will have more information as far as the artist is going to be featured and carrying on. I'm just having a heat spell right now, so I'm going to have to turn on my air. I'm getting a little too hot up in here. Y'all know how I get. Ooh, but it's all good, okay? Now, let me go forth and bring it home. As I was saying, honey, today's guest, I want to spotlight him today because I really believe in everything that he is doing and what he's going to bring to the table. He's a budding young artist that has been in the game as a songwriter, as a fantastic musician, and he knows how to play with the big dogs, honey. He knows how to come up here and get on his grind and get his hustle on. And I want to introduce to you the one and the only. This is the architect of sound himself, Mr. Taos. Come on up in here, baby. What's going on, Taos?
Hey, what's going on, Big Meach?
It's all good. You see, I'm over here having a couple of problems, child, with the heating things. I'm sitting up here, and the sad thing is, child, I'm in my house coating things, looking crazy, but it's all good. I'm just sorry that it had to happen on your watch. But talk to me, player. What's going on in your world today?
Everything is going well. It's a lovely day. I'm happy to be on the show, and it's good talking to you again, Big Meat.
Well, all righty then. All right. Let me give the audience just a little bit of background. Like I said, we've met before, and we met at the opening song that you heard. That was Club Joseph, my sister. She's a friend of the show. She was on not too long ago, and Taos and I were there at her release party. And so Taos was also on program as he gave us a sampling of what he's all about and put on a fantastic show. And so now that you're here on your debut on Dishing Tea, come on, let's dish your tea, and let's get right into it. Let's start with your beginnings. Introduce the world to who Teo is, and start, let's have the violin moment, honey. Okay, it started when I came out my mama's womb. Let's start it right there. Take it to the beginning.
Got you. Well, actually, I started out performing when I was very young. Around 6 years old, I was performing James Brown at family reunions, and I've always been into music. I grew up playing instruments, keys, alto saxophone. I'm currently learning guitar, and I just always did music, and music has always been a part of my life, between music and sports originally, and then as I grew and progressed and moved more towards the music end of things, and I started getting into it, started getting serious about my craft, and here I am today, songwriting, producing, and becoming the artist that I should be, I guess.
Okay, that you're designed to be. Now let's talk about that. The whole idea of, I love it. A lot of the kids now, they're coming out with their own branding. You're the architect of sound. Ray Lavender called himself R&B, the gorilla of R&B. The Godzilla of R&B. And, with all these big monikers and things, what is the architect of sound, and what is your brand going to mean and standing for in this business?
Got you. Well, the architect of sound, first and foremost, I'm a fan of music. I appreciate music. I love music. And as a fan, I can appreciate the quality of music that comes out. And therefore, I think it's important on my end to ensure the fact that I produce quality music for my fans, because I, as a fan, know what I expect and what I want when I hear music on the radio, when I purchase a CD or download a song. I know the quality I'm looking for as a fan first. So understanding that and going forth doing my music with that understanding, it's easy for me to portray and put out the music that I want to put out. And the Architect of Sound, the brand, it stands for just that, producing quality music, music that people can enjoy, music that's for the masses. It's world music. It's international music. It's not just music that's going to be played over here in the United States. It's music that can also be played abroad, overseas, working on some things as far as getting promotions as well as shows overseas right now. And it's just world music. I think music needs to kind of get back to quality music and also music that can reach different masses and reach people where they are in life, whether that's abroad or in the United States, music that can cross over in different genres and not be limited to one aspect.
Oh, dig that. Okay, now as a fan of music, who is it what is it that you look for in your favorite artist as far as that sound? And who are some of the artists that you look to as your favorites or as some of your mentors?
Got you. One thing that I really look for in music is musicianship. I really enjoy listening to music that has a lot of different components, a lot of different instrumentation to it. So that's one thing that I look for. I'm a huge fan of live instruments. I love live instruments, and that's why even on my EP that I released on iTunes, it has live instrumentation, live drums, and other instruments brought into it, because I want to kind of blend different genres and blend different types of music. So that's one thing that I look for. A lot of people that I look up to, another thing that stands out to me about them is the fact that they put on good shows. I like the fact that people, when they perform, they put on a great show and they captivate an audience. So some of the people that I look up to in that regard, of course, Michael Jackson is a huge influence for me. In my opinion, he's the greatest pop artist of all time, and his music exemplifies everything that I one day hope to exemplify in my music as far as reaching masses, having crossover music that reaches the world, as well as having a universal sound. So I would say Michael Jackson. I also am big fans of Justin Timberlake, your Ushers, Beyonce. I think she's a great performer. Lady Gaga's a great performer. Even in other genres, Kanye West is a great performer. There's just a lot of different people that I look up to in that regard, and think that they really bring it. When you have a show, it's time to show up and show out, right?
Okay now. All right. Now, so you have made, hit some pretty big names now, as far as those who inspire you. Now, with all of your inspiration, how does Taos, the songwriter, approach that when you are wanting to option off a song to these folks that you've been looking up to or want to make sure that you leave your stamp of excellence with them and they can represent your work? How do you approach that?
Got you. Well, first it's all about the message. Once you know the message a person is trying to deliver, then you take that message, you take that mindset, and then for me it's not difficult to put that into words or put that into melodic lines that kind of convey the passion, the energy, the excitement they want to bring to the table. So whenever I write for an artist, that's simply what I do. I listen to them first and foremost. I start out with a conversation. I want to know, where are you in your life right now? What message do you want to take to your fans at this point? Okay, and I listen to that. Okay, this is the message you want to portray. Okay, well, from what you're saying, let's have an aggressive track, or let's have a laid-back track. If you're living a good life, if everything's going great, then, hey, let's have a track that reflects that. But always listening to the artist, figuring out where they are and the message they want to convey to their fans, and then from that, we can put it to melody. We can put it to rhythm and rhyme. We can go with it.
All right. Okay, now what is the difference between the songwriter and the producer? The songwriter, Taos, and then the producer, Taos. What is the difference?
As a songwriter, simply as a songwriter, most of the time the production, the beat, the track that you're writing to is already done. You're just coming in and you're adding your flavor, your salt to the track. You're adding a little seasoning to the meat that already exists. The foundation is already there. However, as a producer, you're coming in with a complete vision. You know the direction of the track that you want to go in. You know that the tempo, you have a pretty good guideline for the drums, what you're trying to make that track about. And then you can cater that to whatever artist, or you already have the vision for it. So you already have a basis of where you're going with it. But as a songwriter, you're simply just coming in on top of that track that already exists, and then you're just adding a little flavor to it.
So with that, with producing that track and coming in, do you find it difficult at times if you're working with someone, hypothetically speaking, if someone comes in, very ego-centered and this, that, and the other, how does Taos, resolve those kind of issues and then work around that? Because, we got folks that want to do it one way and their way and this, that, and the third, and may not want to respect you, as the producer you are. So how do you deal with things like that?
Exactly. Well, like I said, it's all about their vision. At the end of the day, it's about the client. It's about the artist being happy with the product they're leaving with. As long as it conveys the way they want to come off to their fans, and at the end of the day, then that's on them. That's their choice. That's their choice. That's how they want to come out. So at the end of the day, the product that they come out with, even though you're the producer, even though you're the songwriter, the artist has to be happy about it, because the artist is the one that's going to be performing it. The artist is the one that's stamping their name as far as, this is my song. Now, at the same time, it's all about the music, and if you both go into the session with that understanding that the most important thing is the music, then the egos, the attitudes, all that normally isn't an issue. And if it is, sometimes you do have to make a call as a producer or as a songwriter to say, okay, well, I want my name attached to this, or I don't want my name attached to this. Because at some point, you don't want to compromise the artistry of it all either. And your name, as you very much know in this industry, is all you have. Your name is your strongest asset. It's all about your name and your network. So at the end of the day, you don't want to compromise that either. So it's finding a balance between the two, making sure the artist is happy, but making sure you're not compromising or jeopardizing who you are as a producer or a songwriter at the same time.
Interesting. See, that's a little bit different in the acting world, because, see, I, as a director in acting, you know, please, my whole thing is if you're not going to give me what I want, I can fire you. Okay, and bring in someone who is going to give me what I want because of what I see this piece and how the mood and the direction of this piece needs to be. You know, and that's to remove all the egos and all of this and all of that, because as the director, I'm the molder and the shaper. And what I'm hearing you say here is that even though you're the molder and the shaper of the music aspect of it, you still leave leeway for the artist to still put their stamp on it and this, that, and the other. And ultimately, if you make them happy, it's okay. But how do you deal with it when you're not happy? You know, just like you said, okay, that's on them. How do you deal with it if you have to make those kinds of concessions and yet the product itself is not necessarily something that you want to stamp? You know, you probably end up stamping it as a compromise, but you really didn't want to. How do you deal with situations like that?
Actually, well, the main thing is I try to avoid situations like that. Coming into it, I mean, like I said, the most important thing is the music. So if you are in a situation where you find that you can't find a compromise or a balance between the artist and yourself as the visionary or the creator of that particular track, then, I mean, sometimes you do have to make a choice. And starting out as a new artist within the game, then you may have to take more hits. But once you reach a certain level of success, then you can be more discerning and you can be more selective as far as putting your name on different things. And, you know, as a new artist or as a new songwriter or producer, you're just trying to make a name. So you're looking to pretty much hop on whatever you can that creates exposure. But at the same time, for myself, I don't put myself in those situations. And if it does ever come down to that, then I'm not going to compromise who I am as a songwriter, as a producer, as an artist. I'm not compromising it. Even if I lose the gig, even if I lose the opportunity, I can live at the end of the day knowing that I stood by my standards and what I wanted to do. You know, like I said, first, it should never be an issue, but in the event that it is, you know, you got to make that decision sometimes. And my brand and my music means enough to me to the point where I'll be selective and I'll only put out a product that I'm completely happy with and that the artist is happy with. So,
dig that. Yes, baby. Never compromise your integrity in this business. As long as you keep your integrity intact, everything else, honey, okay, yeah. Because that there, and as you will learn this continuously, I'm still learning it as you reach different levels and different plateaus. It is your integrity that must remain intact, because if you compromise once, you'll fall from that point on, and everybody will look at you very, very differently and very negatively.
Someone once told me that if you don't stand for anything, then you'll fall for everything.
You'll fall for everything. That's right. That's right.
No, that's how I feel.
Now, you know, speaking of that, with keeping your integrity intact and your character, what kind of support team does Taos have around him, and how did you build your team?
Well, for me personally, your team is your most, like I said, your network is your net worth, and you got to have a strong team surrounding you at all times. As far as Team Taos, everybody within that team is 100% for the project. They support it. They're out at events helping to market, help to push the product. And I surrounded myself with you might not have the most people in the world, but the people that you do have, make sure they're of quality. And the people that I have surrounding my team are definitely people of quality and people that I've developed relationships with over time, and that they have the same vision that I have for my project. And that's the most important thing. As long as people support your vision and see things that advance that vision, then you can't lose, because you're all working toward a common goal and you all know what that goal is. And for myself and for my team, the most important goal is making Team Taos, the Architect of Sound, the best quality brand that it can be. And that stands for all regards, from songwriting, production, artistry, showmanship, the full 9 yards, you know?
Dig that. I heard that. Now, let's take a pause here because I want the folks to understand exactly who Taos is. So I'm going to play a selection right now that's from the forthcoming album. This one here is called So Far.
Cash for nobody. See her in the club working that body. Pull up in a brand new coupe Maserati. Makes you live a life of ice and carrots. Shopping sprees in London and Paris. And you never see it in the same place no more than once at least. That's why I keep hearing. She's overboard.
All right. So we said so far, right?
Yes, that's so far.
Yes. Okay, so give us the inspiration behind this particular song. When you came up with it, what was it for you?
It was actually, I was trying to relate to different people, and like I said, as a songwriter, you want to reach a whole lot of different audiences and everything. So when I made this particular track, a common scenario in the club is that a lot of guys approach females. Well, a lot of guys watch females most of the time while they're in the club. Very few actually approach the female. So even when they do approach the female, sometimes depending on the situation, the female has a tendency to always kind of
Uh-oh. You there?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I must have linked out real quick. But basically what I was saying was for the record so far is the setting is a club environment, and it just is a reflection of a common scenario of guys in a club approaching a female. Most females, some of the time, they don't want to be bothered at all. And unfortunately, some guys catch her at that very moment. And in this particular case, he sees the female of his dreams, the female he's really attracted to. He goes over to her, and she basically tells him in the nicest way possible that, you know, I'm just out of your league. And he feels that, you know, this girl has everything going for her. She has the nicest car in the world, and how can a guy like me get to a girl like that? And so that's pretty much the scenario and the accomplishment for that particular record.
Okay. So that now, when you're writing for yourself, where is your inspiration from? Is it all personal experiences? Is it fantasy? Is it what inspiration? Is it all of the above? Is it a combination? How, you know, when you're writing for you, what is you know, your storylines, and where are you coming from?
When I write for myself, everything is based off of some personal experience or the experience of those close to me. And most of the songs I write are out of observation. I look at my life. I assess different situations. I assess situations or observe the occurrences around me or that happen in the life around the people that are closest to me, and that's where I draw my inspiration. So most of them are off of personal experience.
Okay. And then when you write for others, you've already said that you sit down and get into their vibe and their persona and their personality. So who have you written for in the past, and who are you hoping to write for?
In the past, I've written for, as you mentioned, one of their former guests, Diosa. I've written for her, and it was a great experience writing for her, and I really enjoyed that. Aside from Diosa, I've done a lot of different records playing the placement game, as we call it in the industry, and submitted records for a lot of major artists, a lot of which the records are still pending, so I guess I won't drop the names as to who the artists are because the records are still pending. And then as far as in the future, I hope to write for a lot of people. I want to collab with a lot of different individuals from different genres. I want to write songs for, of course, like I stated earlier, your Justin Timberlakes and Lady Gaga. I really want to write records for also Chrisette Michele. I'm a big fan of her music. Leona Lewis. There's a lot of people that I would love to work with. Maroon 5, I'm a big fan of there. Paramore, a lot of different groups across a large spectrum of genres. Because I listen to everything. If you ride with me in the car right now, then I have literally everything in my car right now to listen to, and that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how.
Okay, road trip. Okay, road trip. I feel you on that. But you know, hold on. I'm gonna give you a shout out. This is K.L. Mitchell over here in the tea room. He said, "Shout out to my boy Taos. Had to show support." We got Michigan is in the house saying, hey, they love the show, and it's a cool show, and they're loving you. So, yes. So now that you have put that out there into the universe, or I got to say the omniverse because we're talking in its totality.
All right.
In working with these and wanting to collab with other artists and being in this business that we know as music and as show, what would you say is your most important lesson that you've learned thus far with this industry?
The most important lesson I would say that I've learned working within this music industry is to be true to yourself. Going into the industry, a lot of people, you are in some kind of aspects of product because you are selling your music, you are selling your talent or licensing your talent out. But the thing is to be true to yourself. This industry, as well as fashion and most industries that deal with the arts, it's very subjective, you know. And when you come into it with this great creative passion, but along the way, as other people will join your project or as other people sign on to you, then everybody feels that you need to go one way or a particular way, or do music this kind of way, or fit into this genre, or everybody likes to label you, classify you. My thing would be just to stay true to yourself and know who you are going into the industry. Because if you don't know who you are going into the industry, then the industry will give you a personality and give you your basis for who you are. So definitely have a strong foundation when you come into it and stick with it, you know.
All right, I heard that.
Yes.
I heard that. Now we got a few. We got callers coming up in here that want to say something. I'm gonna start here with 706-706-593. 706-593. I'm coming to you. You're dishing tea with Big Meach and Taos. Hello, caller.
Hey, what up, Big Meach? Hey, my name is Ken, man. I'm calling from El Paso, Texas, and I just want to say that Taos, man, is very hot. I like his music. I got the album. And, and what he just said about keeping it real, that's one thing that I really admire about Taos, is that he's been keeping it real for the entire time. And I just wish him the best. And, Big Meach, I wish you the best. And God bless all y'all, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Thank you now, El Paso, Texas. That's Ken from El Paso. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for your call.
Hey, that's what's up.
All
no problem,
right.
man. Appreciate y'all. Taos,
all right.
man.
All right, now.
Later.
All right, now give my holler now. That's okay. Thank you, Kim. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. See, they say you're real. So, personal experiences and things, why is it that it's so important for you to be as personal as you are with your music?
I think it's important for me to be personal because that's the only way people can connect to me. That's the only way people can feel my story. That's the only way people can relate to me as an artist. I have to be personal. I have to be personal with every one of my fans. If you send me a message on Twitter, if you send me a message on Facebook, Twitter, I always respond. And it's because I have to be personal. I have to keep that connection with my fans. Otherwise, people recognize real, and they can see through the facade very easily. Fans are very intelligent, so you have to connect with them, and that's why I'm always personal with what I do in every conversation. Whether people approach me in the studio or outside of the studio, I always give them the time of the day and make sure that I have that interaction with them, so they can't say at the end of the day Taos wasn't personable or he wasn't approachable, because I have to connect with them. I have to connect with my audience.
Dig that.
Otherwise, my music isn't relevant.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, then what's the point? Exactly. Okay, we got another call. I'm going here, 678-481. 678-481. I'm coming to you. You're dishing tea with Big Meach and Taos. Hey, caller.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Yes, go ahead.
I just wanted to say hi to Taos. I want to see if he's going to be playing anywhere that we can go and see him live.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful question. See, get out of my head, girl. Go ahead.
I want to go see him. I really like his music, so I would like to go see him live somewhere.
Got you. Actually, I have a few dates set for the near future in the Atlanta area as well as other places. Are you in Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay, cool. As far as the Atlanta area show dates, I do have some coming up. In January, I actually have a large charity event, too, that I would love for you to come out to, and this is going to be to raise awareness and funds for Haiti relief. So it's going to be in January, and it's going to be at Pace Academy on the 21st, I believe. And aside from that, I also have some pending dates closer, and I will post them on my website. My website has all my updates information, and you can go on there and check it out. It's taosofficial.com, and it'll have all my show dates on there.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you for calling, darling.
Good luck. Thanks.
All right.
All right.
All right. Well, see, now, let everybody know. Say your contact information. Give everybody your website, your Facebook, your Twitter, and all that, so folks will know where you are. And then let folks know where to get the singles, the projects. This is the time for that. Shoot it out. I'm stuttering. Shoot it out, baby.
Do my Diddy broadcast where I just let it off. Okay. Well, my official website is www.taosofficial.com. That's TAOS official.com. As far as my YouTube, MySpace, Twitter, everything is /whoistaos. Once again, Taos, TAOS, and the Twitter, MySpace, YouTube is all /whoistaos. And I have links for all that stuff off the official website. And feel free to follow me, hit me up. I'll definitely return your messages, and I would appreciate it.
Okay. And I played so far. I'm going to play another single in just a few moments. I'm going to take the next two callers first, and then we're going to go into the next single.
Okay.
So where can they find the music? Is it on iTunes? Tell them
I'm sorry. The music is on iTunes.
Just do it.
I forgot about it. The music is on iTunes as well as Amazon.com, Zune, Rhapsody, pretty much most online sources. You can download the EP. The EP is named Breaking Ground. And if you either look up Breaking Ground or you look up Taos, the Architect of Sound, you can find it. So it's on those sources and on iTunes. Right now it has a 5-star rating, which is the highest on iTunes. And it has wonderful feedback. So I'd appreciate if you all leave feedback. Let me know what you think of the project. And, yeah.
Well, all right. Let me go here. 313-861. 313-861. Okay, that's Detroit. That's my hometown. Hey, now, you're dishing tea with Big Meach and Taos. Hey, caller.
Hey, Big Meach, how are you? I have to get you to sing.
Hey.
My name is Roger Harvey. I live in Detroit, Michigan. And you'll say your name is Taos?
Yes, Taos.
How are you today, sir?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. This is the first time I heard your song playing, and I like it. It's a very good song. But I had a question you also said you produce and write, correct?
Correct.
Do you think there's a difference between a performer and a singer? And if so, how does that impact when you write songs to produce people?
Yeah, I think there's a definite difference between a performer and a singer. A performer is all about showmanship. It's about engulfing and captivating the audience through your movements, or whether you have dancers, or it's about a production. It's about a full-blown out production. I kind of parallel it to kind of like a theater production or a Broadway production when you're working with performers and you want tracks that kind of emphasize that aspect of the artistry. Maybe it's a dance song and you have more upbeat songs because they can dance more to those songs, and you leave out less of the ballads or slower songs because they can't really do the same kind of energy, high-strung dance movements that they can with an upbeat song. As far as a singer, I see a singer as someone that doesn't necessarily need dancers or need a full-blown out production. They may use a live band, but really the emphasis is about the clarity of the voice, and that's the focus point. You know, when they stand on stage, they can stand still. You have great singers, Whitney Houston, great singers that stand on stage and just blow because they had that ability to just captivate the audience through their voice alone. So when I write, I do look at it from that standpoint and try to cater it to those different aspects.
All righty. Good answer. Well, I want to thank you guys.
Get out of my head.
I just want to wish both of you guys great success. I'm a fan of Big Meach and Mr. Taos. I hope I become a fan of yours. And may you have much success on your journey.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling, too.
All right.
Well, all righty then. Well, thank you so much. Now, Detroit in the house representing. I love it.
That's your hometown, right?
That's my hometown, baby. Honey, born and raised, honey. Detroit, Motown.
Yes,
okay.
Motown.
Okay, now I got one. Let me go here. 404-456. 404-456. Thank you for holding. You're dishing tea with Big Meach and Taos. Hey, Carla.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm everything, and everything is me. What's going on?
Not a whole lot. I just wanted to call in and say hey to my boy Taos. This is Christian. Just want to say hello and sort of enjoy the music as well. I got it the first day it came out on iTunes, and actually play ball with him. So I just wanted to call and say I appreciate it. And like I said, he's very true to himself and very kind person to hang out with.
Good deal, good deal. Thank you, Christian, for calling.
You're not a problem, man. You guys have a good one.
All right.
All right, now, well, thanks, Chris. Wonderful, wonderful character witness. Okay, that's just the test of the character. And then you say you play ball. So what is it that you do when you're not in the studio? Let the fans know.
When I'm not in the studio, I love having fun. I'm huge bowling. I love bowling. I love playing basketball. Basketball is like my second passion. I love basketball. I love a good game. So, and also I'm very competitive in basketball too. I'm very competitive. So I really like basketball. And yeah, so between basketball, bowling, and also my other passion is movies. I love watching movies. I go sit home and watch movies all day.
Really?
Yes,
interesting. What is your favorite genre of movies?
I would say action. Well, I love action and I love comedy, kind of equally the same. I don't really do scary movies, but I love action and I love comedy. Something that makes me laugh or something that really kind of gets me into it. So.
Okay. Interesting. Now, you know what, let me footnote on the question that was asked about the differences between the stage performer and the singer. And in this day and age, with the music industry being what it is, with the auto-tune, with the this and the that, and we have a lot of people who may not be, or, well, let me put it this way. I would say a lot of people who may have, quote, unquote, raw talent and are a unique talent. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to be cute, but fuck that. Folks who can't sing, okay, who wants to sit up there and they want to, you know, break into this business, and we know about, you know, these little one-hit wonders, you know, don't be tardy for the party. Miss Thing, no, she is not a singer in no way, but she did it. She got a cute little lick, you know, a cute little tagline that became popular, and now, you know, she done made millions off of that one little song, you know, and can't sing. You know, when you take on projects and possibly run into that, and, you know, you really don't want to voice this, you know, because it's, you know, you don't want to shatter anyone's dream or whatever. But how do you approach that delicately without being rude?
Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses in the studio. So what you do is
you just
so what you do is you play upon their strengths, and if they don't have a wide range or they don't have the vocal ability that that other singers may have, then you cater to them. You don't give them the toughest runs in the world, or you don't give them the highest or lowest notes. You stay within their range, and that's kind of how it works. You gotta work with what you have.
Now you know what? You just got my vote for president. That was such a political answer, very diplomatic. And I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad, baby. You just threw a pie right at me with that answer, and I love it. Oh, I love that shit. That was right on time. I love it. I love it. I love it. Wow. Okay, I wasn't ready for that, but he sucked that. Okay, cool. Because, you know, we hear that a lot, and, you know, there's a lot of people who have, you know, major success and may not be as talented as other folks who also have that success. You know, so how is it, you know, we've talked about you being in the studio, but what about the business aspect of it? You know, you got to raise the funds, you got to deal with contracts, you got to understand all the legalities of it. How does that work for you, and what have you learned, and what are you continuing to learn as you process all that side of it?
Got you. One thing also in relation to that other question you had asked, there's a difference between, you know, talent and creativity. You know, people can be very talented, or they can be very creative, and both sell. There's a market for both. So something may seem like a gimmick or a dumbed down song that, you know, isn't the best exemplification of artistry, but at the same time, you know, it's creative. it's creative and it reached a certain audience. So that's something else to kind of consider and kind of throw out there as far as people that may not be, quote-unquote, as talented vocally as other people are. You know, they could just be super creative, and they choose to reflect that in the artistry opposed to, you know, vocal ability. But as far as legalities and the business side of it, I've learned first and foremost always get you an entertainment attorney. I have a wonderful entertainment attorney who keeps everything in line and handles the business aspect of it. I also have a business manager who also looks over the books and the accountings. So definitely make sure, and that goes back to what we were talking about as far as a team, you know, building a team and making sure you definitely want an attorney on the team to be able to read those contracts, because one thing that I've learned from personal experience is you've got to read the fine print. You know, one word in a contract can change the whole nature of that whole contract.
They sure enough.
So you want to be able to have someone in your corner that can recognize that and who is familiar with that legal language and the verbiage used in those contracts, so that they can tell you, okay, whoa, now that sounds good, but this one word changed everything about this whole contract. So I would say definitely get you a lawyer to handle your business. Don't try to look on contracts yourself. Don't try to read through them. And, you know, even if you do understand it, that's why they're there. They're paid for that, you know, to read over those contracts and to make sure that you're getting the best deals and offers possible. So definitely get somebody in your corner to read those contracts.
All right. He said read the contract, honey. Get the entertainment lawyers.
Exactly.
Get the entertainment lawyers. Those who are the professionals who understand the legalese, as we call it.
Exactly.
Who know how to decipher when they say, okay, and hereforth and thus forevermore, you know, you will be paid 1/3% of 1/2 of a penny for each.
Exactly. That's how it
is. Okay. 1/3% off of, you know, this, that, and the third, honey. Yes, you need an entertainment lawyer. That there is hot. That's hot. And that there is sound advice. Sound advice. So, with that, the whole idea is never do this all alone. Okay, you need a team. However, the next single that I'm going to play is called All Alone. This is Taos, everybody.
Like
Okay. See, this particular song here, baby, this is road trip on. See, I love music where I can reflect on it, and see, this is one of those on a sunny day, you know, a little warm. Doesn't have to be, you know, hot, but a sunny day, nice cool breeze that blows every 20 minutes. Drop the top, and I am just on the highway. You know, this is a cruise song because it is very reflective. It sends you there, and that I love when music does that, and I love this track for that.
Thank you.
So now we are learning you as Taos, the architect of sound. Okay. Now, who is Taos's alter? When you're not Taos, when you're sitting back, you know, watching your movies and playing your basketball and things, you know, who is that person? And are he and Taos one and the same?
I would say that the person I am in my downtime and the person I am as an artist, I would say that they're from the foundation. They're from the same foundation, but at the same time, the artist aspect of it is the side of it that is enhanced. It's all those qualities that exist in me day to day, but it's just enhanced. And I show the world the larger side of it. When I'm in my downtime, I'm still the fan of music that I am when I'm an artist of it. You know, when I'm an artist and on the stage, and I'm trying to give my all and everything to the fans because that's what they deserve. You know, when I'm at home by myself, then I'm still in the same mode as, okay, well, how can I improve? Not only as an artist, but as a person, as in my walk day to day, how can I improve things? So life is a journey, and I think your journey is all about improving. If you wake up tomorrow the same as you were today, then I don't think you did it justice the day before. So one thing about me, my personal and my artistry is that every day I'm working to increase and become better. And that spills over into the alter ego, as you may say, the artist or the performer side of Taos, because on stage I'm a perfectionist. I want everything to be great because that's what my fans deserve. They deserve the best possible show possible, you know. So I would say that off stage and when I'm outside of the booth, then I'm the same genuine, caring person, and I'm just always still in that mindset of just thinking, how can I improve, though?
Now, in understanding that and keeping you grounded and keeping you humble, what would you advocate additionally, outside of getting a good entertainment lawyer, outside of saying, you know, keep your integrity and remain true to yourself, for other new cats that's coming into the biz, you know, for other new songwriters, other new producers, other new artists that are looking to you as an example or looking at your footsteps and may want to come behind you, what would you advocate that they do? How would you mentor the next person that's coming behind you?
Okay, I would tell them first and foremost in your circle, whoever you're with, whoever you're around, everybody who says yes to you about everything and says every one of your tracks is hot, every yes man that you got, get rid of it. You don't want the yes man. You don't want a yes man in your corner that's going to say, even if you have the dumbest idea, or even if you're out on a limb, or even if your track, you know, you may think you're just being creative with it, but if it's terrible, you need somebody to tell you. You need people that are going to be genuine with you. All the people that I work with are very genuine people, and they know me as an artist. I don't mind them telling me, okay, well, or suggesting ideas on how I can improve the product, how can I improve the song. And the people that I work with, from whether it's the producers, Urban Rock Stars, Teddy Bishop, or Seth Solo, any of the producers I work with, or even the live musicians, Cliff Myers, Alan Mitchum, Robbie Lattimore, all those people, they're in my corner. They always add to the table. They always come with ideas, and they're not yes people. They're genuine, and they speak their mind, but they speak it along the same lines that go along with the vision that I have from our artistry. So my thing would be get rid of all the yes men. You don't want people that are just going to tell you, yes, do this. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. Because at the end of the day, when stuff hits the fan or whenever you need somebody real in your corner to be like, look, that's not a good idea, then you're out of luck. And I think a lot of artists could use that today. A lot of artists that, you see her that have gotten in trouble or whatever, if they would have had those people in their corner to just tell them, look, that's not a good idea, now's not the time. Then I think that could have saved them a lot of heartache, a lot of pain. So one thing I want to say is just make sure that you don't need the yes men in your corner. Get the people that are genuine with you, and most of the time it's going to be the people that loved you before you became who you are. But always get the genuine people in your corner. So.
Okay, now you know what? Let me take you here.
Okay.
Because I want to let's delve into what we know can happen, and that is we hear it all the time. The ugliness of this business. We hear the sex, drugs, and rock and roll. We hear the out of control. We hear the recklessness. We hear, what's this child? Well, I'm not going to name her, but, a new rapper on the scene with 10 kids, and this, that, and the third, and it just seems as though it's just out of control, How do you keep yourself grounded and keep yourself from becoming involved in those out-of-control aspects?
I would just say discipline. And I know you touched on sports earlier, but growing up playing sports, I had to be kind of disciplined, in order to maintain and balance between whether it was school and sports or, just being able to be competitive and pursue what I love. But I had to be trained to say no to a lot of things that, a lot of people may have wanted to do. And also within the artistry, the way I stay grounded is I look at the big picture. If ever you find yourself in a position or getting off track or whatever the case may be, then always remind yourself of the big picture. And the big picture for me is to be the greatest artist, the greatest songwriter, the greatest producer that I can be, and to reach the world doing that. So I'm not going to do anything that jeopardizes that. I'm not going to put myself in a situation that's going to jeopardize my overall goal in the big picture, because I feel like that's my destiny to share my music and to share my creativity with the world. And so why would I do anything to jeopardize that? And that's what fuels me to keep doing and stay disciplined within my art.
Dig that. Okay. I like that. Here we got another caller coming in, 734-686. 734-686. You're dishing tea with Big Meach, and say hello to Taos.
Hello, Big Meach. How are you?
I am everything, and everything is me.
This is my first time tuning in. I really wasn't listening. I was at work and took a break and got a text, and I'm glad that I was able to call in and to let everybody know that God is good. And I'm going to do a little bit more listening in so I can put more of a effective input in. But from what the last caller was just saying, I wish him the best of luck, and it sounds like he is on point with what he wants to do with his life.
Thank you.
Oh, well, all right then. Well, every word of encouragement, honey, pushes us towards the goal. So I just thank you for calling.
Definitely.
And thank you for sharing, honey. And, your comment takes me into where I was going, my next series of questions, and that is spirituality in the music. And Taos, how is it that you've been able to balance your spirituality and your whatever your belief system is with your music? How do you find the fine line without being too preachy in the song or without being too corny or too cliche-ish? How do you find that balance?
Well, you can always know your foundation and where you're from without imposing it on other people, and that's what I try to do in my music. Is I know who I am. I know my foundation, and there may be people who disagree with it. You know, everybody has their own opinions. Everybody has their own belief system. So it's to still put it out there, but you don't contradict or you don't degrade anybody for what they believe. And so you keep it about the music. Everybody is a fan of positive music. Everybody's a fan of music that inspires. So keep it in that vein. Don't impose your views on other people. You know, let them be where they are. If they come to a similar conclusion that you have belief-wise, then cool, but it's not necessarily your obligation to impose or force that upon them, you know?
Mhm.
I know where I'm from.
Right.
I know where my foundation is, so I just keep it like that.
Well, dig that. I do agree. I agree 100% with that. You know, because oftentimes, you know, and we're seeing it a lot more now at the award shows and this, that, and the third and all these reality shows. A lot of folks want to emphasize so much of how much they got God in their lives to where, you know, it does become as though they're trying to throw it down everybody's throat and make everybody else jump on their bandwagon when it doesn't require that.
I mean, let your life reflect that. Let your life reflect that. You know, don't
exactly.
You know, you don't have to, like you said, force it on people. Just let your life reflect that, and people will see that, and that would be the greatest witness of all, opposed to you telling people constantly or contradicting it publicly. just let your lifestyle reflect that, and that's the kind of
exactly.
You know, it's all about love at the end of the day.
Okay. Exactly. Now let's go here because I know this is the $15,000 question, you know, that's going to take you over the top with the millions, and that is keeping a personal life, a romantic life separate from your stage life, because we all know, you know, groupies, we all know, you know, the panties thrown on the stage, we all know the secret, you know, paid the security so I could get backstage to just touch and feel and sniff and all the, you know, all these other different things. You know, how is it that you've been able to maintain a sense of normalcy with that? You know, and if you are involved romantically, how does your significant other, you know, handle that? You know, and if you're single, then, you know, how is it that you resist a lot of that temptation of having to pick and choose of the little?
Got you. Well, with me, the main thing and a kind of the easiest way to answer that is when it comes to my personal life, relationships, and women in general, I never speak on my personal life in that regard, and that kind of keeps it private, you know.
It keeps it personal. How about it? Right.
Exactly. So I never really comment.
Exactly.
I never really comment on it because the moment you do comment on it, whether you are single or whether you aren't single, then that's the moment that people want to look for the details, look for the, you know, everything about it. So I always keep it personal. I always keep it to myself, and you know that's the best way. That's the best way to keep any relationship or any personal life separate from your artistry. So that's kind of what I do with that.
Which is another lesson that goes into talking to new artists, because you know, if you keep it personal and just be real about it, then there's nothing to look for. You know what I mean? Everybody likes the tabloid fodder. They like the this, that, and the other. If you are true to yourself, then there won't be any dirt to look for. Exactly. You know what I mean? And just like you said, the second, you know, you say one thing, that's when everybody wants to go out to prove it wrong. I told you he was so, you know, and all of that. And I don't understand why that's popular culture. That there is just being human, not necessarily, you know, anything to do with being in the business. That is a human thing in all walks of life. As soon as you put your business out there, you know, out of jealousy, out of hateration, out of whatever, somebody then wants to challenge it.
Exactly. You're feeling the fire, but just don't feel it at all.
Exactly. Well, that there, baby, okay, he said that, well, that's how I keep it personal. It's personal. I love that. I love that. I love that. Now, okay, we're coming to a close. So before we get down on out of here, I want you to, once again, let everyone know all your contact information. Take them to the website. Take them everywhere you want them to go.
Got you. Well, once again, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and thank you, Big Meach, for having me on the show today. I really appreciate it. And like I said, my name is Taos, the Architect of Sound. You can find me. My official website is www.taosofficial.com, or you can find me the Twitter, MySpace, YouTube. Everything is /whoistaos. So feel free to hit me up. Let me know your thoughts. And also the music is on iTunes, Amazon, pretty much most online sources. So you can check it out, leave reviews, leave your feedback, and that's pretty much where you can find me at.
Well, all righty then. Now, listen, I'm going to extend to you anytime that when you get your dates solidified. I know you said you got some dates pending for your live performances and things. Anytime that is ready, and you need to let the folks know, Dishing Tea is always willing to consider you a friend of the show, honey. We'll get you out there. We'll let the audience know where to find you. We'll let the folks know where to pick up the latest, whatever, the book, CD, poster, headshot, whatever the case is. Dishing Tea is a platform for you to get that out there to the masses. And since I am on internet, and we're internet show, honey. See, I got listeners all the way over in Italy and the Bahamas and Barbados and things. So, we're an international show. So this here, I welcome you to utilize that platform anytime that you would like, because I consider you to be a cool cat, player.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Same to you.
All right. And with that, let me get you back to your busy, hectic schedule, because I still got to get dressed to go make some donuts. And finish the Facebook page, so I got to put all the tags and stuff on the pictures from last night and all of that. So with that, Mr. Taylor, I'm gonna play So Far one more time as we come up out of here, so that the folks to understand what this is all about. And I want to say thank you for dishing your tea with me. And like I said, anytime you're ready, baby, come on back.
All right, thank you for having me, Big Meach.
All right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the Architect of Sound. I love that. That's just so hot. Because I could just see him building. You know how architects, they just build and create, and I can see that. That's sickening. I love it. Okay. This is the Architect of Sound, Mr. Taos, honey. Again, I'm going to leave you with So Far, but just before I do, make sure you go to his website. This is taosofficial.com. You can catch all of his information there on all of the sites, MySpace, Twitter, Facebook. It is /whoistaos. You can find everything that you need there. His music is up on all of the internet sites. Breaking Ground is the title of the EP that is out now, and we're so looking forward to him coming on back and doing his thing. So with that, join me next week. Same bat time, same bat station. And right now, I'm going to let you hear So Far from Taos.
She don't ask for no money, really don't need no cash from nobody. See her in the club working that body, pull up in a brand new coupe Maserati. She live a life of ice and carrot, shopping sprees in London and Paris.
All right, that was Mr. Taos. I see I had another caller. I want to come on in. 678-576. 678-576. Did you have something that you wanted to say?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hi.
Tradition Tea, darling.
I was calling. I really wanted to talk to Taos, but I know he had to go. But I just wanted to say that I was already a fan of his music, but I'm more of a fan now that I've heard his answers to the questions. He was just so genuine and just honest, and I'm even a bigger fan now.
Oh, well, see, isn't that lovely? Now, you know what? I want you to go to his Facebook page, and you can post that on his page.
Oh, I am. I'm driving right now, and I'm listening on my cell phone.
You better be hands-free.
Oh, yeah, I am.
You
Don't
better
worry
be
about
hands-free. Okay, because, I got Oprah on my speed now. I will call in a minute.
She will get on me because I signed that pledge, But I have to listen to Taos now. So, but yeah, I'm just such a bigger fan now. So I appreciate you having him on your show.
I know he's still listening.
I hope he is.
Yes,
Taos, you need to call me. Hey, he said it was personal, so he didn't say he had anyone.
Oh, watch out. Now, where he's going to keep all that personal, so maybe you might get a bid in, girl.
I know.
Okay.
Got to post on his Facebook. All right.
Post it, girl. Post it, okay?
I will.
All
and
right,
I'll have
baby.
you to thank.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bless you. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Lord have mercy. The Taos. Did you see what you done did, sugar? That's what you did. Okay. So we're going to get things up out of here. I got to go, and like I said, I got to go make a couple of donuts, honey. So join us next week where the fun will continue. Later on this month, honey, please know that I'm going to be doing a Transgender Day of Remembrance celebration as we remember those of the trans community who have been slain and brutalized due to crimes and murders and intolerance. So please be I will keep you posted of that. And we're going to continue to move this thing forward. So if you love me, tell a friend. If you hate me, tell an enemy, honey. But do know that this thing does move forward. Okay? With all that, honey, please know that the crumpets have been served and you have been dished the tea because you were dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meach. I will catch you guys next week. Ciao.